The last thing we want with modern policing, particularly in the light of the Carrick case, is more of the same, more officers turning a blind eye, joining in with a locker room mentality, complicit in bad behaviour. We need to rise above the standards of yesterday, and the only way to do this is through education. That's how the whole of society rises above the standards of yesterday. It's called education. Education is looking at the past and ensuring the past does not set a benchmark for the future, that the future does not resemble the past in the same way, that the future builds on what we've learnt from the past. So the plans to have in-house, or at least to have training and degrees done while police are active, as opposed to just simply to enter the police force, is a great thing. And Suella Braverman seems to be doing away with this. She is wrong, but she's wrong about so many things, so that is nothing new. The Errors of Suella Braverman, that probably will be the title of her memoir when she gets round to doing it, probably in about 6 months' time, when Rishi Sunak finally acknowledges that Suella Braverman has done all she possibly can do to distract from messes elsewhere. But I think if we don't get the police force right, our society is going to crumble even faster than it is already crumbling. We need a police force that is educated and that is focused on living in the 21st century, not the 19th century. And we don't need more slogans, we need more action. And if Suella Braverman thinks in her foolishness that recruiting 20,000 more police officers to fill the holes cannot be done if we're expecting them also to continue in-house training and to read for degrees while they are on the beat, well, she is wrong. People who are equipped with degrees have opportunities. And although there are many, many jobs that do not require degrees, there are many more that do. And a degree, what does it do? What does it do? On the one hand, an apprenticeship or good training equips you to do that job beautifully. An apprenticeship may even equip you to move around in the industry, but it gives you very little opportunity to move beyond that industry. And a degree, at its best, gives you the flexibility to use that training for assembling information, digesting information, and questioning information. Indeed, exactly the training that any police officer should be engaged in to do their work properly. That ability to handle information is something that can be transferred to almost any job and to meet the needs of almost any employer, or indeed to be self-employed. The actual subject of the degree is probably less important than the process of doing it. The skills that one learns to assemble and control material are there in almost every single degree that I can think of. That is the advantage of a degree. And though I think there are people who can acquire those skills without a degree, one thinks, of course, of John Major, it is much harder. It is much harder. And even those people who are not equipped with a degree learn on the job. So there is no excuse for removing this degree option of learning on the job from police recruitment. It's absurd. But it's not the only absurd thing Suella Braverman is responsible for.